Welcome, everybody. Another 505 interview series. Big D coming to you from the frozen tundra. Oh my goodness, it's cold. I'm all wrapped up and bundled up, but I wouldn't miss tonight's show for nothing. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, please. Helps out. And of course, you get all this amazing, great content for free. Can't ask for much more than that. Free, right? Also, make sure you click the link tree that's pinned down in the comments or down in the description. Go support my advertisers, sponsors, and preferred retail partners. They help continue to keep all the programming going on the show, and your support goes a long way. Whether you're looking for cigars, whether you're looking for accessories, I have you covered. Use the exclusive promo codes that are only available to my viewers out there to save you some coinage. And, of course, on Thursday, the big news broke that I want to tell you all about if you didn't hear it or didn't see it. But the Boutique Cigar, Ira and Danielle, amazing, great people out there, have come on board. They are the official retail sponsor of the 505 Nation. I couldn't be more excited about that. They do a fantastic job. They carry tons of amazing, great boutique cigars, small brands, as well as some of your big brands as well. And their boutique customs are just pure fire. So thank you to Ira and Danielle. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys out there and in creating an amazing experience and to bring you guys some great, amazing experiences as well. Ira's trying to get me to blend a cigar, but you guys know me. You know, it doesn't matter how much I blend it and what I do. It could be the best cigar that anybody has ever tasted, and it'll just never be perfect in my mind. So go support the Boutique Cigar. You can use my promo code there. That'll help save you guys some money. And, of course, on that, and with all my promo codes, because somebody asked me this question, I don't take any money on any of the kickbacks on any of my promo codes. So you get a deeper discount than what you'd get from any other affiliate that's out there that has that. So no kickbacks, man. I want to give you guys the max discount I can get you guys. So when you guys go put those promo codes in, just know that you're getting a bigger discount than what you'd probably get if you use somebody else's promo code out there. So I'm really excited to bring on Danielle and Ira into the 505 Nation out there. So please go check out the boutiquecigar.com. Use the promo code, of course. Save yourself some coinage out there on buying your boutique cigars. Even if you're looking for name brand, boy, he's got some of those really fancy big brand sticks out there that are normally like $50 or $60 in the retail shops. He got some slightly above MSRP. And then you add in the promo code, and basically he's losing money on that. So I'm just saying, go check out what Ira has at the Boutique Cigar, and be on the lookout because Ira and I are going to probably be doing a few things coming up in the future there. All right, now let's get to why you are all here, and I see you all in the comments section, so welcome, everybody out there. Of course, I've been rocking with these guys really since the beginning, and I love these guys. No matter what, I've always, I always make time for these guys. These guys put out some of the most amazing cigars out there. They are the kings of the single batch cigars out there. Just the single run, single batch. If you miss it, you're SOL. These guys are the kings on that. So, man, I am excited to have them on. So let's bring on everybody's favorite clown, Ray, and then, of course, Joe.
See, depending on what podcast you go on, that's the introduction that you get, Joe. You know what
I mean? I see that. It's usually the other way around, but it's okay. We'll let Ray be a favorite clown here.
Danny's my favorite
Danny's
ginger
show.
in the entire world.
I get it. What's up, handsome?
Well, man, it's good to have you guys on, man. And the comments already going crazy out there. Welcome, everybody. Oh, there's good old Zach out there.
Yeah.
Ernie, good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys. How's it going? It is cold here in New York.
It is cold here in Wyoming.
We've
I
been
am bundled up. I
shoveling.
got the goose down blanket going. I got the space heater.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's,
We got
we'll move,
bombarded.
yeah, we moved a lot of snow, man. A lot of snow for 2 days.
So,
Yeah.
you guys out there, welcome. It's been a while, man. It's long waited to
It's
return,
been a
man. I
while.
miss having you guys on. You guys used to be a staple on the program.
Yeah, man. We appreciate it, man. It's just yeah, it's been an evolution over the past little bit, man. It's been a lot of ins and outs, ups and downs. You know, it's time to circle back around to old comfy places with old comfy friends and like we never left type of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna light up the AVB, my last one.
I am smoking one with you, pal. Let's go. You
I'm
told me
smoking
you're
a fruit,
doing it. I'm doing it with you. What's
I
up,
favor it.
Everyone's
Zach?
surprised you're not in Florida, Joe.
I do have to work every once in a while, so
Yeah.
I am in the frozen north.
Yeah, the AVB, man.
Frozen with it.
I love this.
Oh
This
yeah.
is my favorite cigar from the Clowns that they have ever
Oh.
produced.
I too. Shh.
God,
Excuse me.
it's
I
just
think-
so good.
I think people have known that.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
This was a sleeper too because this was like this became a cult classic because it was our Halloween cigar.
Yeah.
And you know, sales were great, but people didn't smoke it right away, and then
No.
it became sought after. You know,
A one and only Halloween cigar.
one
mind
and
you.
only Halloween cigar. That's correct.
You know, it's been a couple years since I've smoked one. I smoked quite a bit when they first came out, and then I'm like, I gotta savor these, and so it's been a couple years.
Well, here is the $1 million question for you, Daniel, since we have you live and direct. Since you've followed your creed of not smoking Festivus until a year after Festivus comes out. So how was your 2024 Festivus experience?
It was fantastic. It was very good. Now I've smoked two of them, and I paired one with a Swiss hot chocolate, and the other one with a Colombian mint hot chocolate.
Colombian mint hot chocolate.
That sounds interesting.
And I will say this: the mint hot chocolate, it went it was perfect. It was like the perfect cigar to go with. Dark, rich, creamy with the chocolate, the hints of mint that came through worked very well with the different spices in the Festivus. And I gotta say that Festivus had a little bit of put a little bit of hair on your chest if you didn't have it. Nice kick to it. Definitely a bit stronger than what I used to from you guys.
Good thing. Like that.
Oh man, sorry if I look all funky, but trying to keep the cigar under the vent. I'm not blowing out in the house.
The new cigar you guys have out is fire.
Oh, you like that? You like that little secret, huh?
Yeah.
The one that's it's coming out. It's coming out, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah, the dark.
The dark?
Yeah, they're saying from the second batch from OGT.
Yes. Yes. That is coming out, man. We worked on that for over a year, man. That cigar, it's gonna be an $8 MSRP cigar.
Oh wow. Well, you know, OGT now can offer these great cigars at a lower cost moving to North Carolina out of California, so it benefits everybody.
It does. It does.
So you had one drop last year, which was Sputnik, the Dancing Bear, which was phenomenal. It was one of my top 10 cigars of 2025 out there.
Yes, it was. We appreciate that.
You know, concept behind that cigar. What idea when you were putting together that blend? What was your thought? Did you think that going with the exotic tobacco is what that cigar needed, or
Before Joe jumps in, because this is a lot of this project is kind of, Joe put his heart into this project. Along with the current project that we're doing, these are two, projects of ours that, Joe took big reins in and getting together and having the when the first concept came up with it, and when he first came to the concept with to us about it, the right way to say it. Excuse me, I'm a little bit on slow, so you have to kind of roll with me. I apologize, but yeah, and he introduced the concept. We were talking with Ish about it, and he's like, we got to try. I'm gonna get samples made and we're gonna send them out. All right, cool. So we get the samples, smoke them, and I'm like, this is definitely something different than what people are doing in the industry. And that's kind of something that we've kind of like to, do with our brand, right? Because something we've kind of built our foundation on is kind of being a little bit different, doing some different things, doing some different approaches on things, different approaches with, types of tobacco and everything else. So yeah, it was a fun. I mean, I'll let Joe talk more about it, but man, it was highly successful. It was very fun to do, and it's something you don't see every day out there in the cigar community. Yeah, Joe, you tell the story about it.
No, right. I think you nailed it, man. When I found out that there was tobacco that can be used in cigars from Russia, I kind of like lost my mind because I never heard of it before. I've heard of pipe tobacco from Russia, and tobacco's pipe tobacco, cigar tobacco, a little bit here and there. I always thought it was really strong and really overpowering. It wouldn't do well in a cigar. That's why it's never been done. But through a very creative partnership we have with our blender, it worked out, man. It really did. And it was something fun, something different, something that's what we're known for. It's just doing these weird kind of drops, and it was so popular. One of our retail partners asked us to make a ton of them in a different size, and we did. I think he still has some on his site. So if anybody's looking for them, there's a point in the right direction.
Yeah, it was a fantastic cigar. So definitely partnering with a guy like Ish, who has. Well, as you guys are kind of the kings of the single runs, he's kind of the king of the exotic tobaccos out there. So, if he's able to source it, he'll turn it into a cigar one way or another.
It's true. It is true. He's a lot of fun to work with, man. He's like an evil genius, like blender. You know what I mean? You give him a crazy idea, he runs with it. It's the best.
The mad scientist.
The mad scientist.
Yeah. And the other news that broke a couple of weeks ago was that you guys have merged and partnered up with the Shafiat collection out there.
Yes.
That is a great thing for the cigar industry.
I think so too. Justin does an amazing job with what he puts out down there, and of course you guys have already collabed with the Goldie Grace with them, and it just seemed like that was like the perfect collab between you guys, and now you kind of make it a permanent collaboration.
Yeah, Justin's a great blender, got a great palate, and he's making cigars for a great cause, right? So he's fighting the fight against human trafficking. We work very closely with Justin and his wife, Crystal, since the Golden Grace Project. Ray can take you through how we all met, long time ago in a state far, far, far away from New York. And, it was just great. We can really help them grow their brand and grow their mission and, let these cigars get out to everybody. Everybody needs to smoke these cigars. So right now we have packaging being made and cigars being produced for them, and that's it. Ray, I don't know if you want to take them through the humble beginnings, or I don't know, Dan, if you want that story.
If for people out there may not know or know about the about
Mhm.
Sheffield collection out there. It's probably a nice
Mhm.
refresher for the people out there. You know, I've been
Yeah,
a big fan of what they've put out for a long time, and so
Mhm.
um, you know, and of course I had Ray and Justin and Crystal on to promote the Goldie Grace when that came
mhm.
out, and you know, that was they kind of went a little bit into their story on that, but you know, a little refresher never hurt anybody.
Yeah, man. I think it was a no brainer collaboration merger thing for us, man. It's humble beginnings, like Joe said. We met a cigar event a couple years back, and Eric from OGT was actually the one who made the formal introduction to us because we were kind of going neck and neck with them with first and second place with OGT Society at the end of the year for their top cigars for the year, and Eric was at the event as well, and Eric's like, you guys need to meet Justin and Crystal. I mean, Crystal wasn't there, but we need to meet, Justin, Crystal, and Sheffield collection. I was like, let me introduce you guys. So Eric was a big part of the whole Goldie Grace and coming together, and he was the one who kind of made the magic pairing, as Joe says. And coming out with the Goldie Grace, as you've had it. It's behind a great cause. And we came to a point in our relationship with the Goldie Grace. It's we figured it was time to kind of align the fronts, man. It was a no brainer for us to bring them on the team and make them part of our entity. Obviously not going away from the Sheffield collection. We want to build the Sheffield collection. So we think it's that good. We believe in the brand, right? Kind of like people believe in what we do and what we bring to the table. They believe in the brand. We believe in the brand. We believe in that it can, especially with Justin's blending skills and him coming to the table and helping us with stuff like that. And, Crystal with the marketing aspect of it and the business side of it. And, with, Danny, myself and Joe and John, it was a no brainer for us to kind of, get married, as Joe says, and kind of, so showcase the, the work that Sheffield, you've had Sheffield too. It's to showcase the cigars that are coming out of there, and adding it kind of, in our portfolio, in our universe, and the Cigar Clowns Labs, Clowns universe for us is, again, like I said, for us, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think it's good, and I think it's good for the boutique industry out there that you guys jumped in together on that, and I can only imagine, the new collaborations that are going to probably be coming down the road here in the future from you guys. There, something Justin puts together or creates, or at least a combination of you guys.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait either. With bouncing ideas around already. Our wheels are turning. But first, we need to focus on getting the line out, and then we'll be getting, their getting back to working, the factories. So that's a good thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of you guys out there, and I always talk you guys up. And of course, when I had the opportunity to curate one of the months for Black Box Cigar Club, I was like, you got to throw the clowns in there. Fortunately, you guys had a little bit of a wait, but
Yeah, we had the last 18 months.
continuing to grow and more shops buying into the
Mhm.
clown world.
Yeah, the last 18 months have been a whirlwind. You know, we've been growing and going through different legal issues, and what happens to a growing company, right? As you take a couple of steps forward, you got to get knocked a couple of steps back. So,
Mm-hmm.
so the last 18 months have really grounded us, made us, we're able to raise the focus. We learned a lot about keeping inventory, having the right accounts, because we didn't realize we have a couple of big accounts that can that we're able to wipe out our inventory, in one order. So it was a long. We learned.
You all, well, I think part of that is that you kind of went from being that single run brand to then coming out with more of your legacy line stuff that's always going to be available, and there's that big learning curve from we're only going to buy 5,000 cigars, and when they're gone, they're gone. To no, we're going to consistently need 5,000 cigars coming in to fulfill
Right.
a lot of those orders.
That's right. We had to learn that we needed deliveries every 30 to 45 days, and we had to learn how to stagger. You know, because some cigars we age, like the rodeo clown, gets aged for 9 months. So we needed to learn how to order that correctly, so it gets aged and comes in regularly. You know, saying, "Oh, damn, I'm not gonna have it for another 8 months." You know, and that happened. You know, that happened. You know, so and then you can't rush these things to market because it's a different cigar. And there's plenty of
Right.
companies that fall into that trap, especially small companies and big companies too. When you have a great product that's selling and you rush it to market, it's not the same cigar. I don't care what anybody says. You know, aging in the factory is a lot different than aging on shelf. It is what it is.
Well, so especially over the last 18 months, because now,
Mhm.
I mean, you guys have become a household name for a lot of people out there that know who you are. They love what you have. They've come on board over these last 18 months because you've become readily available out there, but also with the notoriety with a lot of big shows and big media out there that have taken notice of you guys and have given you that spotlight.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. It's crazy how we started in my friend Nikki's backyard, just hanging out, smoking cigars. Me, Ray, Nikki, Danny, you know, and it's just crazy. That's the only thing is like, you know, we're having a lot of fun doing this. And we were lucky we had early adapters like
Mhm.
you who were there for us and still considered one of, I think you actually a numbered Cigar Clown Army.
I am. I'm
Veteran
number
aren't
Yeah.
six.
you?
I'm number 62.
Number
62.
62. That's
I'm
it.
Yep.
number 62.
Yeah. That's old school. Now we
Yep.
don't, you know, the army has grown and it's crazy. You know that, you know what we should do? We should get cards made up for the old school guys. Just, you know, now like nice. Like I got an idea. I got an idea. The old school
Right.
cats.
I
Yeah, man.
fell in love with the Ron, and that's what really got me into the clowns. And then that led to Ray reaching out to me, and
Yes.
because I put out the review, and it was a
Yep.
phenomenal cigar. I was just like, I've never had anything like this before. It's different, and there's something about these guys that's different. Their story's different, and I wanted to be a part in getting your name out there and making sure
Right.
everybody knew who the clowns were, and I have
Great.
no regrets about that at all because I believe in what you guys do. I believe in your cigars. I just everything about what you guys do, it spoke to me on why I wanted to create content to begin with. Is that to get you guys out there? It's like you guys need to be bigger than what you are. I don't know why is nobody why does nobody want to buy these cigars? Why are people talking shit about the clowns? I don't get it. Everything they put out is just fire.
Danny, I have banged my head against the wall many a times. Don't, you know, and I came to the conclusion after having meeting after meeting after meeting that the the clown logo that we all love, people don't like it. You know what? It happens, right? Not everybody's into the logo. So we went through a lot of heartache and a lot of soul searching where we almost changed the logo. We ain't changing the logo. We ain't doing it. That's us. We're clowns. You know, we're a bunch of we're not clowns in the, you know, juggling sort of way. You know what I mean? We're clowns like we're not clowning around with our cigars, man. You
No.
know that like there's no joking around. Like a clown, it's not the clown foolery we're talking about. Well, yeah, look at that, Ash.
Not bad
So
for a 4-year-old cigar.
Yeah, man. And so we did a lot of soul searching, and the next project that we have coming out, we actually took the clown off of the band. We hit it on the back. My man. We hit it on the back. And we named the cigar. Ray, you want to tell?
Pagliacci di Cigari, which is Italian for cigar clowns.
And we did a fancy old school type of band on it. And it also looks new. Like it can look like it's graffiti. It can look like it's fancy, whatever. So, to appeal to the masses. And we decided we're going to come out with a cigar that's $8 MSRP. So I think we're going to crush it. We got orders. Our first delivery is already spoken for. We're working on making more cigars already. So I think we're going to come out of the gate crushing it with this thing in March.
Well, I'm gonna be a little bit petty here because I've rocked with you guys really almost from the start, and now that you guys have grown and you're getting big, you're out there, big media, big podcasts, big people out there have taken notice. And I watch their shows and I watch what they do, and they act as if they've rocked with the clowns from the start. Even though when you went to these guys to try and get on and to try and promote in those early days, they told you all to pound sand out there. And then when you guys would have a brand new drop or release, it was on my show every time. You guys would drop and they would cry about it because they are bigger than I am and they should get that. And then they have to link my content to what they're to their programming until they could put out their own stuff. But I'm going to be petty because I have one of every cigar you have put out in my collection. That's how long I've been rocking with the clowns. There's been no go pound sand. It has been, I have been a guy who has said, no, I've rocked with you guys. I've got event sticks in here. You only got at events. I've got, the collab you did with the Herf Nerders in here. I have got everything you have put out.
Damn. That is great.
With those guys that, you know what, you're being dishonest to your crowd out there by saying you've always loved the clowns and you've rocked with them. I know for a fact you told these guys to pound sand for a long time, but now that they got some notoriety, you're all about the clown. So I'm going to be a little bit petty and go, no, I've rocked with them from the start. I've promoted them from the start. Anytime I open my platform up to them, every time they wanted to do something. I've even done special shows to promote for you guys. Something that they haven't
even
done.
been on birthday shows.
That's right.
That's right. So I'm going to be a little bit petty out there when I say I've rocked from the beginning, and they haven't. I'm not going to drop names, but I know who they are, and so. If you come over here from another show that says they've rocked from the beginning, no, they haven't. So,
Dan,
you get your flowers, bro. You get your flowers. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a true OG, and I bet you most people wouldn't even know the whole number clown thing that we just talked about. And see how you spit your number out on that.
Clown 62.
That's 62. Let's go. Go. Yeah, he should give you I see somebody wants you to give those 3-ring service. That's the Ron the one he was talking about before too. The AJ one.
No, I think it's only right that we make Danny a specialized canvas print for his garage.
Yeah, I think so too.
Could you text me your proper address so I can send it to you directly so you don't have to drive to go get it? Can you do that for me, please?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because there's a story behind this one right here, the Flacco. There's a
Mhm.
story about
Flacco.
that.
There is a
Going
story.
through the test blends.
Mhm.
This was almost going to be called the Dancero
That's right.
Yes.
because
That's
AKA
right.
the Dancero.
That's right.
everybody in that test blend was waiting for me to speak up, and I said nothing through that whole thing. And I hated the fact it was so goddamn good.
Mhm.
I remember
I,
that.
Oh,
I
that was that.
hated it.
Wow, man, you are throwing back some old school taste test Tuesdays. Let's
Taste
Yeah.
test
go.
Tuesdays, exactly.
I
Everybody
think
was waiting. Everybody was waiting for me to come in and go. It's trash. Why I couldn't
for,
say nothing. It was too good, and I'm just like, man, I hate the fact that I like this.
And I
It's
said that. I think if we go back and go to the videotape, I'm like, Danny's being real quiet over there. What's
I just
going
want
on
to
over there?
I just want to let everybody know who doesn't know, what we're talking about. We're reminiscing about what year is that? Like 2020, maybe 2021,
that was like
2021.
2021.
2021. Yeah,
The Cigar Clowns had a panel of trusted friends, advisors, and we would go through different blends and we talk about it together and smoke about it together. And the cigars that came to market were joint decisions, man, or cigars that needed to be tweaked. We listened to the feedback, and man, what great times those were. Things were a lot simpler back then. That's for sure.
Mexican hot
And
chocolate, black
yeah,
tea,
and
Nutella.
and Dan hated Lanceros, so he wrote off
Uh-huh.
the Lancero before he even smoked it.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I had it, and I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I'll give you my honest take.
Mhm.
Don't expect probably a good review out of me on it, but then you got God, I'm like, and I just kept thinking, I'm like, dude, these guys are just gonna roast me. Oh my goodness, yeah.
That's great. That is
Yeah,
great.
man.
You know,
Yeah.
it's great. You can find that on YouTube. On YouTube,
Mm-hmm. It's on
on the cigar
YouTube.
page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It is.
that's like old school, man.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how long I've been rocking with the clowns. Was being part of that. I was like honored. I was like, oh, really? You want me to say
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh yeah. Always.
We were honored you were part of that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real, because you have an amazing palate. We love the drool bucket. When the drool bucket comes out, there's a good thing. There you go. There
And
you
think
go.
about it. And Dan, think
Oh
about it.
man.
Look how times have changed over the years and who's still around and who's not.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
And,
Think
and,
about it.
A
and we'll
lot of
never.
people dropped out and
Mhm.
and you know is there, and I've just continued to go. But like with you guys, people told you guys you're never going to make it. This is
Mhm.
dumb. Your concept. Oh, you put out such good stuff, but if I don't get them as soon as they drop, I'm never going to get all that. I'm like, well, that's the fun, is the chase. If you miss the drop,
Mhm.
is trading with people who did get them,
Right.
That's right.
that's part of it, and they're so limited out there that you really got to jump in on it. But it's the same thing, was that a lot of people out there told me I was stupid for trying to promote and market small and boutique brands. It'll never work. It's a niche market. And I'm like, no, I'm passionate about it, and that's really all I've smoked for the last 20 years.
Right.
you know um is that because at the time that was all I could afford, and I thought
Mhm.
there was always something special about them when I was smoking them. And now, 6 years later, here I am still going, and
Mhm.
I'm not stopping, and I continuously out there bringing people new brands and introducing people to new cigars, and working with cigar brands out there on new releases that are coming out, and You know, when I go into a humidor and I see a cigar that's sitting there going, if people only knew I had my hand on the creation of that cigar, and I just see it and I'm like, you know, oh, there's somebody else, and I'm like, you should really try this one. This cigar is fantastic. I'm gonna tell you, yeah,
That's great, man. Yeah, man, you're the voice to a lot of the small guys like us. You know,
Mhm.
like you're the megaphone that helps the small brand, and I know why you do it, right? Because you can give the same tobacco to 20 different blenders, right? The same thing. You have to use this wrapper, this binder, these fillers. You can get 20 different cigars, man. It's like artwork.
it is.
And that's the beauty of it, you know? That
Right.
is the freaking beauty of it. The
It
bunching's
is.
different, the ratios are different. You know, somebody might do a
It's
double binder, you know.
but you're not making 5 million cigars either,
Mhm.
and so you know, whereas the big guys out there, they're just looking for quantity, not quality. You know, you have some of the highest quality tobacco available for you because they're not using it. That's not what they're needing. And so you're able to create something that is pure artwork with some of the highest quality tobacco available. So why not? You can taste the difference of the cigars.
Well, that's kind of even like with the project that we're doing now with the Pagliacci. It's bringing a cigar to market at $8, and it's a fucking banger. Banger. And it's premium tobacco. We didn't slack anything. There's no short filler in there. There's none of that bullshit, man. You know, it's kind of like a give back to the fucking consumer, right? For being supportive for all these years. And you know what? And you can kind of, like what you were just kind of, touching on, Dan. There are certain people in the industry, right? Now let's just talk about reviewers in general. There are certain people in the industry, such as yourself, who appreciate the art form of the boutique cigar industry over the industry as a whole, right? Because they're different. The boutique is a different category than the mainstream lines and everything else and stuff like that. So you can appreciate the artistic view of the small batch, the limited edition, the building of a core line, the finding the right tobacco formula and putting out the right products. Watching a brand grow from infancy stages when you first kind of heard of us until now. We're 35 plus cigar releases to date with 4 core lines and still doing limited drops. So the point I'm trying to make here is that you absolutely should throw your flowers in the air and boast, because you know what, you are one of the titans of the cigar reviewing industry as far as loyalty is concerned, as far as featuring brands, as far as featuring upcoming brands that people don't know about, bringing a voice to the boutique cigar industry. So we, as always, have always appreciated that out of you.
Thank you. I never thought of it as being niche, but I also knew I wasn't going to get big like a lot of people got big, especially during the pandemic, because I didn't put my focus on the big stuff. I was just like, no, I want to put my focus where my passion has lied, since I've smoked cigars. And, you know, slowly but surely it's grown and people have gotten out there, and there's that, and and the way that things change, when I noticed that people weren't watching reviews anymore, I said, I'm not going to do reviews anymore because nobody's watching. Why am I going to waste my time putting out the content? Which is then that's where raw cigar reviews came in, because people would watch live content. And when Ryan and I came up with that concept, it was, let's do a review, but let's do it live. Let's put the brand owners in the hot seat. Let them, anything could happen. This way, there's no editing. There's no pre-recording of anything. We're going to do it live. And that morphed in. And when Ryan left and I replaced Ryan with Brandy, nothing changed. It's just, now it's just, it developed. It became its own separate entity from over here on what I do with the interview side, so it's 2 completely separate shows, but you're getting, you're really getting the same, you're getting this 2 different shows out of one platform. Out of it. So, and I just thought that, you know, if you're going to do something, you got to be different and unique and do something that nobody else is out there doing. And that's what I tell people when they ask me. I kind of want to do content. All right, well, what are you going to give the people that nobody else is doing? What makes you stand out? Because nobody watches reviews, and I could care less about your take on a cigar I've smoked 1,000 times. You got to do something different. So, you know, I wanted to, you know, I wanted to talk to people. And so that's, you know, moving from the reviews into interviews was just more natural. Let's talk, let's get brands out there. It does far more than me doing a video on it. Let's do a live review, because people, you'll tune in for a live review. Something could happen here. You know, I could totally not like this cigar as I'm smoking. You get to see my facial features. You get to see Brandy's facial features as we're smoking. It's just like, man, this is not for me.
What did I say right before we jumped on live? I said, you're smoking your last AVB. What did I say? Please don't let it be plugged.
It's not.
I know it's not, but you know, when you're doing something live, you know,
this is
handmade cigar.
That's got 5 years age on it, man. On top of the age it already had when it was fucking put together, man. So you're talking like 6-7 years age on that cigar right now.
This thing is just it's better than it was when they came out.
I'm not smoking it.
This is age. This has age.
That's gonna be a special. That when I light that last one that I have is gonna be a special fucking occasion. I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, it's a special occasion right now. I'm smoking one with him. It's his last one, so
it is. Not saying that it's not a special occasion, but like Danny said, I have one of every cigar release that we've ever done, including limited editions, fucking event sticks that nobody knows, that nobody has. I have. So that's what I mean by not that Danny and smoking it with you guys is not special. It's just a different type of special.
This one right here is technically the last AVB, but it won't get smoked. It's part of the collection. Just like all of these. It's just I always bought enough to smoke, and I kept one for the collection. And I'm not a guy who collects cigars, but I do have a collection out there of certain stuff that I buy. Make sure that I'm a fan of the brand, and I will keep one of everything that they ever manufacture, and I'll never smoke it. And that's...
I saw a 5150 in there as well, obviously part of your collection. And it's so funny. The other day, I'm on our cigars on Reddit, and somebody bought somebody's collection, and they had a whole old cigar clowns, and they had no idea what it was. And people just like, that's a great cigar. You know, other people like, never heard of them. And I was, you know, Discord, if anybody's on Discord, they do not like Poteet cigars.
The other one, and I'll tell you, I think that the most underrated cigar from you guys is right here, the Jack in the Box.
Yes.
Most underrated cigar you guys ever put out.
Same time frame as AVB, came out right before AVB.
Yeah.
That was a quiet little release right there, the Jack in the Box. And do you have the Devil's Advocate too?
I do have the
that's all in that same era right there, man.
Devil's Advocate right there.
So Danny can go in Discord and flex so fucking hard. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, dude. Flex is beyond flex.
Smoke by Fish has a Kiss the Ring. I don't have any of those.
I get that. Lucky You.
Ooh, Lucky.
Yeah, I got that one there. Let's see. What's another one in here that was?
Let's talk rare, obscure ones, like ones we made for other companies. Like what was that one we did with those veterans?
Oh, I got that one. I got
Clown Files.
The Clown Files, or the Chainsaw one. Clown Labs.
Clown Files. You got Devil's Advocate. You said Touring Circus. He has.
Yeah, the one you get for Stogies for Warriors or whatever.
Stogies for Servicemen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I got that one there. Let's see. The one you did for the event with Lou Liga.
Oh, the Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp
Wow,
Thing. Yeah.
the Swamp Thing. Damn.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
man,
I
that
got
is
them
some
all.
collection.
Yeah.
That is some collection.
Yeah.
There are people out there that will pay a handsome amount of freaking money for that.
Yeah. I got that, and then of course the four Festivises.
Mm.
Danny, so being a fan of the brand and acquiring very limited and having an extensive cigar counts collection, in your expert, humble, honest opinion as a consumer, as a reviewer, and as a fan, what price tag would you put on something like that?
For charity.
Charity, yeah, for
For
charity.
charity.
For charity.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, the whole lot.
$800.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Just because of the rarity of some of those, that
Mm-hmm.
if you missed it, you're not going to find it. You know,
Right.
they're not out there. They're not out there anymore. You know, somebody may have one out there of just one of those, but they're not going to have that. They're really not going to have everything that you guys have dropped from 2020 to 2025.
Right.
You know,
100% right.
which includes the event sticks. You know, and most people only got one or two event sticks, and you know, and I had to make deals with people to get those event sticks, since I didn't go to them.
Right. Crazy.
That is crazy. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd say $800. You know, if somebody came in and offered me $800 for it, I'd sell it.
I hope nobody offers you money for it, because I hope it stays in the collection.
I want that to grow.
For a long time.
Facts.
Yeah, it's just that they're all there. You know, it was like, you know, when you dropped the 3-ring circus, and it was a mess trying to buy it because it kept crashing websites.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it was like, when is it going to drop? It's like, when's it dropping? And everybody all day, everybody's hitting refresh on the website. When's it dropping? And then it dropped, and it was like at such an obscure time. And I jumped on, and I got a $5, and I was going to go back and buy another $5 3 minutes later. Sold out in 3 minutes.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I mean, like, even with the 3-ring circus, man, like we did the launch and an event at which is, I believe, is no longer in existence anymore. Caravan Cigar Company up in PA. We drove in and we just got hit with a blizzard literally yesterday. We got hit with a blizzard. We got hit with over a foot of snow. We literally got hit with a foot of snow, and then we drove to that event in Pennsylvania. All of us, me, Danny, Joe, we all drove to the event.
Terrible.
Yeah,
snowstorm we drove through.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was fun.
I couldn't believe it. Was 3 minutes later, it was gone. They were sold out. I was like, I got a $5. I'm like, you know what? I should probably buy another $5. That gone. Couldn't even get it. And then the next one crashed the website, and it was just like, I was like, everybody was mad. I'm like, I got mine. I mean, I got mine.
The one, the greenie, which was the one we dropped in Pennsylvania. That shop's not in business anymore. But man, that was my favorite smoke, because it was only like a half hour, 45-minute smoke, and it was just great cigar for funeral, wedding, work, lunch, just perfect size for me. There it is. The
greenie, which is also Ray's favorite video I ever did.
Yes, facts. That is facts. 100%.
Ray's favorite video I ever dropped was.
I've never seen somebody be so. And I've said this before, and I will say it again. I'm not saying it because it's our cigar, but I've never seen somebody be so blown away by a cigar in my life than what Danny's video was for that cigar. It was great.
So
it was absolutely great.
The first puff got me, and I was like, no way. And then that second puff, I'm like, done. this is the perfect break it
Yeah,
out.
man.
I don't even need
Yeah.
to do a review. Just buy it if you got it.
And that was, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the infancy days of the Drool Bucket. You just started the Drool Bucket
I
back
had
then.
I had just started because it came from another cigar that I did a review
Yes.
on,
Yes.
and all of a sudden I'm talking and I'm just drooling. I'm like,
Yes.
I need a bucket for this cigar.
Yes.
This cigar is so good. So
So
I had only
funny.
there had only been a few cigars that had made the drool bucket, and that was like one of the first 5 cigars that was drool bucket worthy.
Well, this is what I will tell you. Once we launch the Pagliacci, we are definitely going to do the live smoke. We're going to smoke both blends at the same time with you and your partner in crime for that event. We're going to schedule that as soon as we drop in March. We're going to set up a date. We're going to do that 100%.
Might be in June when he has availability, or
Yeah,
I'm pretty
mid
sure
June. Yeah, all right.
He's probably booked out. Yeah.
The Tuesday shows are a lot easier to book in on than the Monday. The interview shows get, the Monday shows are booked out until June, but the Tuesday shows, it's just a matter of a Tuesday you're available, I'm available, and Brandy's available.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, that's basically it. I kind of like,
we'll get you the stories.
You give me a few days, I text Brandy. She lets me know what day she's available on a Tuesday, and then we just kind of like, boom, we're good.
Yeah, as soon as we go full launch.
And then, of course, if you miss the Tuesday show that's on Instagram, I download it and I put it up on here for all you guys to watch. So that way you can see it, since Instagram deletes the lives after 30 days. I download it and I edit it. And I download it, I edit it, and then I put it up here so it lives forever.
That's great.
We're definitely going to do that. That'll be a fun time.
100%. We should do that for the launch.
What'd you say?
I said we should do it for the launch. If you'd want to do that.
We can do that.
We just need a date and the cigars, and then get with Brandy and find out what she's got. Make sure she's available, and then go from there.
In typical clown fashion, we're just waiting on boxes. You know, it's just boxes are a nightmare for us. You know, it's the roughest part of the industry. I think
it is
the boxes.
But I know that shops like the boxes out there just because it goes with the decor of that. But I think just going with a wooden crate and the butcher paper is just as good too. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, because the crate can substitute for a box, and then you can just fill it. You can fill them with 5s or 10 packs.
Right. I like what you're thinking. We kind of went on the same route. For these, we kind of did Goldie Gray style boxes on them, and we have display boxes being made as well to put those in. So the shops will have nice displays. The cigars will be in 5 packs, ready to go. Or the 5 packs can be opened and put in the display box wherever they want to do it. And it's really nice. It's really nice, and it's affordable. We don't have to add on $1 a cigar or whatever it is, 79 cents a cigar when we start breaking it down, and keep everything affordable. At the end of the day, the economy stinks, in my opinion. Some people might be doing really well. Most people who are getting by, and you need to get back to the affordable, great cigars. Because not everybody can afford a $20 stick all the time.
No.
And I want to get a cigar that's good. If I'm going to spend $8, I want a good cigar, man. And that's what we went for.
Because I had to go down to the Colorado to go to the post office to pick up that package today. I went to the cigar shop down there, and I just started looking at the difference in prices 35 miles away. What the difference in the price. I'm like, this cigar cost me $8 up here, and it's 17 in Colorado because of that 67% tax on the cigars. And I'm just like, unbelievable that an $8 cigar costs
Yeah.
$17. Like, and I just wanted to go in because I'm just like, you know what? They have a lot of stuff that they don't have at my local shop up here. You
Right.
know, and it's like, let me go see if they got something, that I can't get. And I'm just like, I was just shaking my head. I'm like, this is why I buy a lot of stuff online, or I just buy up here whatever I can find, because
Right.
67% tax on cigars compared to up here, 30 cents.
Right.
Man, it's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. So, but it was
Something of it.
it was a fun it was a fun experience because I hadn't been down there in a while to just check stuff out, and their house blend used to just be $9, which was a far, but now that house blend is 16, and I'm just like,
Whoa,
I'm
that's
not gonna pay
crazy.
16 for a house
Right.
blend, but
That's
it's
crazy.
it's just it's insane out there what a lot of these states are doing, and it should be criminal, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we deal with it here.
it's
Yeah, we're
it's
New
legal
York.
organized crime from a state is what it is. It's
Yeah.
extortion.
Yeah. We, we're in New York, as you know. Cigars are very expensive, but we're lucky we live close enough to Pennsylvania. Jersey, I think, is now right with almost the same prices in New York
Yeah,
with the
pretty
cigars.
much.
They're pretty close.
Pretty much.
They have a couple of taxes on them. But I like to support my local shops. I like to go in there, like you said, doing and go see what's new, what's out there. I call it market research. That's what I tell my wife anyway. Gotta go do some market research. But yeah, man, and I love the lounge life, right? You go to a lounge, you sit down, you smoke a cigar, you talk with somebody that if you saw them on the street, you'd walk right by them. But when you sit in the shop, everybody's equal. I want to know your life story. I want to tell you about my day. I want to tell you about my kids. Oh wow, I didn't, you have a kid, that's great. That's awesome. We'll talk about different things. You might be having a bad day. You might have a conversation with somebody and save their life. So you never know. And so that's what's great about the cigar community, right? We interact with people. We talk to people. We get to know people. Not too many things like that anymore, especially in this day and age. Everything's done over the phone. Everything's done with a text. You never know how to take a text. I hate texting because I might say something and I leave a comma out the wrong way, or I have it capitalized the wrong way. It sounds like I'm a jerk. Which, yeah, I'm a jerk. I try to be a nice guy,
Unless if you're somebody who knows Joe and understands when he texts and doesn't take everything to heart. You know what I mean? Because certain things if somebody who doesn't know Joe got a text message from Joe, you'd be like, wait, what? Wait, what happened? Wait, what did I do?
Because I grew up when we had cell phones, we used to have conversations. And then we went to texting, and texting was a pain in the ass. You had to hit the letter like 3 times, and
Yes.
Texting, so you want to be quick as possible with a text, blunt to the point. And I never got past that,
It never it hasn't changed. I know I just read it and I don't take it for what it comes across as. I just kind of okay. I just assume that they're just not being pricks. It's just how because you can't tell when you talk to somebody the inflection in their voice.
Yes.
When somebody texts, it may be a joke, but it comes across as just being dickish. And it's like,
yeah. Well,
are they joking or?
Yeah. You get that from Joe. Like, did he tell me he loves me, or did he tell me to go fuck my mother? I don't know which one it is. I gotta say, look at this for a second before I respond, because I don't know which response he's getting, which response he's looking for. So funny.
So you got the 2 blends coming out here shortly. What else is on the horizon this year for the clowns?
Festivus 2026. What do you mean? Wrestling.
because I know it's just the start of 2026, but I also
Mhm.
know that the clowns always got something, one or five things up their sleeves.
We
Yeah,
do.
man.
We do. I will tell you, we are working on our first. Can I say it, Ray? What we're working on?
So,
Our
I mean,
first.
for Danny, I mean, yeah, Danny gets
Yeah,
the red carpet. You know that.
we're working on our first 60 ring gauge. And, we're blending it towards the Northeast. And it's going to come out of this Pagliacci line. So it's going to be, smoker cigar, affordable. And, so that's what we're working on. We're getting the ratios right. Um, and that's it. We don't know closed foot, shag foot, regular foot. We're kind of fooling around with the different. We got the blend. I think the blend's dialed in. What do you think, Ray? I think it's dialed in. Now
Yeah,
it's like the little nuances,
yeah.
the little nuances, and of course we're gonna work with Justin and come out with something else for Chatfield Collective because I love
Mm.
Chatfield Collective cigars, man. I
Gotta
think
vote. You got to put up that comment then, so I can see the
mm,
comments on that little thing over here. You gotta
Yeah.
vote, man.
So David
Dave, you
said
gotta
here, I'm
vote.
comparing the Cigar Clowns pre-release Claro and Maduros from OGT. It's very hard to decide between them, so I haven't voted yet. They're great. It's great stuff, fellas.
Yeah, man.
my man, my man.
I think we
Yeah,
love that. I think that's the best part about it because you know what? It makes your brain think. And I think I said this in the OGT live last week. You smoke those things and you're going back and forth with the couple that you got. And you're like, But ultimately, you got to make a decision, man. Come on, you're helping us out. We did the hard work. You guys get to deal with the enjoying factor. I mean, we did the hard part. You guys got to do the easy part. Just vote on which one you like better.
and it's a testament to the work we put in, right? Because OGT, he put in his variety pack. He's a lot of cigars were sold, and it's neck and neck the blends. So it's like who voted on this one, the Claro, who voted on the Maduro. So it's neck and neck, which is great. Which is great.
But that's fun, and it is kind of a throwback to the Taste Test Tuesdays, where you're kind of bringing now you're bringing into the fold the whole consumer base into, hey, help us pick a cigar.
Yeah,
Right.
man. I would just tell David to take both of the cigars and smoke them at the same time, because that's
Yeah.
what helps me when I'm going through different blend variations, and I smoke them at the same time to get the different nuance to see which one I like better. So if that helps Davey make a choice, that's where it's at.
What you got to do,
And you posted a cigar of me with like 4 different or 5 different
I
test
did.
blends.
I was trying. I was trying to find this. I was trying to find a photo of you that looked like. How do I know Joe? And Joe, I know Joe always has multiple cigars when he's blending or taste testing, and I'm like
Yeah,
that's the Joe I know. And I thought it
that's
was the
it, man.
perfect representation of you.
I love that picture,
And
man.
that's
I
funny
love
because
that
that's the picture I was talking about last week on the fucking show. That's the exact picture that
Yeah,
we're talking about. That's so funny.
And
that is great.
for Ray, I just always try and find him looking the most handsome out there. And there's just too many to choose from with Ray. I'm just like, I don't know.
It's next time I'll narrow it down for you. I'll send you pictures for them. When we do the taste test, I'll give you a good picture of me.
Well,
And
you have to keep it PG because it's going on the internet. You don't want
Yeah,
to
it's
be on
fine. It's not a
the
problem.
elephant
It's
on
not
the
a
west
problem.
or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No. Nothing but class. We're first class
Yeah.
over here.
I guess some of the one you riding like the stick pony and then your
Yeah,
G string. That's a good picture.
yeah. Coney
That's a
Island.
good.
Yeah. That's cool. The moose knuckle. Yeah. Mhm.
have you gone over to Ish's house for the house blending sessions?
I have. I spent the day with Ish. He's a great guy, man. Ish is a great dude.
I
He's
I have I have spent many of hours out there watching his lives of him just grabbing tobaccos and making blends like on the fly, just on a live, just sitting here. you know, going through, and he's like, nah, this tobacco won't want this, and rolling. You know, his drop that he had this year, the Around the World with the 17,
Unbelievable.
I mean, it was my cigar of the year. It was phenomenal.
I smoked it before he put it out. I was at his house, and he's like, "You gotta smoke the cigar." And I'm sitting there smoking. I'm going, "What is this?" He's like, "Let me know what you think." I was like, "It's phenomenal, phenomenal stuff."
And for years, he talked about this cigar, and he was just like, I can't get tobacco from this country and this country out there. And then he stopped talking about it. And I go, he's got it. He's got it. I know it. He's got it. And when he dropped it at PCA last year, and I was just like, he handed them to me, and I just go, he goes, nope. He goes, I was able to get it, and I was able to work the blend. And I just knew, I'm like, oh, this is going to be something special. I just knew somebody who I spent years watching him talk about this and the passion he had about create. I'm just like, I knew it. And I waited to smoke. I waited to smoke it till I had him on the show to promote it. And, but then I was like, yeah, this is a special cigar.
The best part about going it's just house is his dog Nesta. That dog is freaking awesome. Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh yeah. I love Ish. You know, every time, you know, whenever he comes out to Colorado, I go pick him up at the airport, and then he's always leaving me treats in the back seat of my truck. I get home and I'm like, where'd this come from?
Yeah, he's a classy guy, man. He's good people. He's great for the industry. You know, he runs the TPA. So, you know, it's a great organization. They're doing a lot with members. You know, and I heard he around the world at the what was the big festival that was in Tampa in December? It's the Ybor City.
Ybor City.
Yeah,
he was selling those around the world for like, I think $11 or something like that. So people who knew were loading up on them. People who didn't know were getting a great stick at a great price.
Oh yeah, it's a phenomenal cigar.
Yeah.
My favorite story with Ish though is I pick him up at the airport in Denver. He's like, let's go get something to eat, because he'd been, you know, he traveled from Miami to Denver, and I was like, all right. I go, there's a Denny's down the street here. I mean, if you're cool at Denny's, he's like, yeah. So we get into Denny's. So the waiter comes over. He goes, can I get you a drink? And I was like, yeah, I'll have an iced tea. And Ish goes, yeah, I'll have an iced coffee. And they go, well, we don't sell iced coffee here. And he goes, what do you mean you don't sell iced coffee? He's like, we don't do iced coffee. He goes, you sell coffee? Yeah. You sell ice? Yeah. Bring me a cup of coffee and bring me ice. And so she comes, puts down the cup of ice and the pot of coffee. And he takes the coffee and slowly pours it while looking at her in the end of the cup. And then takes some cream and puts it in there and then stirs it. And then holds it up and goes, iced coffee.
That is great.
That's something I would do.
I could see him doing that. I could hear that in his voice. You know, just like holding it up like a little wise guy. You know, I love that.
It was hilarious because she is just like blown away by the fact that somebody could actually do that. It's like, you don't have to do any training on how to make iced coffee.
Yeah,
literally.
Magic.
Yeah. Literally, you could do it. I understand that it's 100 degrees outside right now, and somebody may want coffee, but they don't want it hot. So, you know, you could do this yourself.
I could make iced coffee right now. I could put a pot of coffee outside. About 20 minutes, it'll be slushy.
You're talking about a person who drinks iced coffee when it's -20 outside. It don't matter.
That's just bad.
I can't. I don't.
I think hot coffee's overrated.
Terrible.
You don't like coffee?
I can't do it. It smells great. I love smelling coffee, but it doesn't taste like it smells.
Okay. Are you just a sweet tea guy, or
No,
like any?
I do unsweet tea.
Oh, unsweetened tea. Any flavored to it, or just
No,
regular?
I just drink it straight.
Okay.
So you haven't tried any coffees with like any of these like creamers in it, like these flavored creamers? That just doesn't do it for you?
No, no, I can palate coffee with about 3 Swiss Miss packages in it.
Okay. All right. All right.
I can stomach that. I will say though that as I've gotten a bit older, I can do like I can do like cold brew. Cold brew tastes completely different to me,
Okay.
and
Not
I
acidy.
can yeah, and I can do cold brew, and like I'm like wow, okay, this tastes pretty good. And one of the guys who owns a shop in Colorado does a cold brew. He does the cold brew with maple syrup, and it's fantastic.
That is nice. That
That
is
sounds
nice.
good.
They do that in Vermont a lot. You know, that's the first time I was in Vermont and I asked for sugar. They're like, "Oh, we don't have sugar. We have maple syrup or honey." I was like, "And coffee?" And I put maple syrup in there. I was like, "Wow, that is."
What did he start calling you Johnny Cakes after that, or what?
I will tell you the crazy thing that they do in Vermont, like this time of year. I don't know exactly what it's called, but you go to the sugar shack, so it's where they make the maple syrup, and they pour hot maple syrup on fresh snow, and it creates like a candy, and you eat that, and they give you a freaking pickle. So you're eating the freaking maple candy thing with a pickle. I don't know, it works. It's crazy.
I don't know.
It's
Vermont's
crazy.
okay by me. They make heady topper, so I'm cool with them.
Oh,
Whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to do. That's my shit. Why don't you tell Dan? Well, hold on. Why don't you tell Dan the heady topper story?
Which one?
Which one? Which one? The one you tell all the time. Which one?
You could tell. I don't even remember it. Sorry.
Come on.
Not go for it.
Yeah, the family pot that came over on the Mayflower deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So right where I'm sitting, my wife had a plant that her grandmother gave to her. Like, and the plant and the pot's been in the family for generations. Ray came over my house one day. We were doing blends, and we were having a couple of drinks, and you know, heady topper. Was it a double IPA beer? Has like a 15% alcohol. Or
yeah, it's like 12-13%.
Yeah, it's good. Well, Ray had a couple of them. You know, I was partaking. We were having a good time. We weren't going nowhere. Ray goes in, and I have a Belgian Malinois. And Ray knows my dog since it's a puppy. My dog's
time out. I'm going to jump in here real quick. Time out. Yeah. So, out of Joe's family members, there are only certain people that his dog's name is DOG, is very friendly with, right? Or it's like treats like family. And I happen so lucky enough to know him since he's a puppy. I'm one of those people. So when I go to the house, he goes ape shit, sits on my lap. There's pictures of him sitting on my lap, and like he won't leave my side, and he wants to play, and anyway. Go ahead.
So Ray goes in to use the restroom in my house, and him and my dog decide to play, and Ray knocks over my wife's grandmother's vase with the plant in it. So, needless to say, Ray has to pee off my deck every time he comes over my house now.
Thank God I'm one of the people that Joe's wife adores as a human being. So thank God I'm on the good boy list. So I kind of got a little bit fast.
No big deal. I just get to break his chops every time he comes over my house.
I'll never live that. I'll never live till the day I die. I'll never live that down.
You guys hitting up any events or festivals this year that people could attend at?
Yeah, we will be at we booked Evo City for next year, for December. That's in the books for this year. I think we have the Sheffield collection at an event, the Orlando Bourbon something, February 6th. It's Super Bowl weekend. I think it's Friday of Super Bowl weekend in Orlando.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. We have a couple of events in Florida. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I know we talked about another one in Baltimore. I would just say
Yeah.
follow our Instagram.
Yeah.
And at Cigar Clowns or on our website, which we'll be getting an update real soon. Our website, we're gonna change the focus of the website to make it more retail friendly, to help find the cigars and tell our story a little better, which is interesting because now we're thinking like a big brand. We have marketing people now. What marketing?
And no,
right,
we're not going to we're not going to PCA. So
we are not.
We'll get that
we're
right
not going
off the
to
bat.
PCA. Yeah, we feel as a small brand, our marketing dollars could be spent better in shops.
I didn't know
Reaching
if
out
you'd
to
be
people
going with
one at a time.
if you'd be going with Ish or not on that.
Yeah.
The invitation's always been there for us. We've always been invited to go down. It's just for us, from our standpoint, like Joe said, a small business wise, marketing for us. We have our focus on a lot of other things, like with events and stuff with marketing for social media and all that other stuff that we're focusing our attention on currently. And one day, hopefully, that'll be us. Big table, nice, front and center type of shit. But for us right now. And like I said, we've been invited to go. It just as we've kind of stuck by our guns, myself, Danny, and Joe, with this, and we're continuing to move that into 26. That it's something that it's in sight for us, but not right now.
Yeah, I spoke to a lot of small brands about the PCA experience, and if you don't have your appointment set up, and it really doesn't. It gives you exposure. You might land a big account. You might land a big fish, but most of the shops are not going to give you a chance. So we like to, pound shops.
It was like that. I'll say last year was a different experience because of the amount of small brands that had a presence there, and it's doubled this year with the amount of small brands that are going in. More and more shops now have put a bigger focus on the smaller brands out there, because that's what consumers are demanding. They're not demanding the big brand stuff. That stuff will always be there. They will always sell, but people want to have that variety and that change, and you're starting to see that more and more consumers are wanting Cigar Clowns in their local humidor. And if you don't have it, they're going to go to the guy down the street who does have you.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
I think that's been one of the big changes I've seen over the few years at PCA, which is the small brands had a limited space, to now, the 45 brands were there last year, small brands, to now 75 this year that are going to that have booths set up. And I think it's a good thing, because the bigger brands have taken notice on it, and and they're now making bigger and gaudier displays, to catch your flashy eye. But at the end of the day, it's all about, does your product speak for itself? And the Clowns products have always spoke for themselves. They stand on their own, and I'll put a Clown stick up against any big brand, any legacy or heritage brand cigar out there. I'll put it up there, and I guarantee you the Clown stick will win 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dan. And we're on a good trajectory right now with shops, getting the word from their clients, like, hey, have you tried the Cigar Clowns? Have you smoked the Sheffield collection? Right now we have a backlog of shops that want the Sheffield collection. We just don't have the cigars or the marketing materials for them, the boxes and all that stuff. And that.
Well, I guess we'll have to talk to Dantley so they can start carrying them too. Like I said, I put the bug in Dantley's ear, and then once he got your guys' stuff, and he texted me and he goes, "You're right. These guys, this stuff is phenomenal." I'm like, I told you, man. I've been running with these guys for a long time, man. I wouldn't tell you to carry dud sticks brands out there.
I appreciate that, man.
Trust my palate, man. Because
I like that. I like that.
Trust my palate.
Trust my palate.
Trust my palate. That's what you guys used to always say. You know, yeah,
Yes.
we're not going to tell you a whole lot, but just trust our palate. And
Yeah, that was that was like a sales stick to shops. Like,
Hmm.
what do you mean I can't get a sample? Trust our palate. What do you mean? And, and it worked. It worked, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were like con artists at the beginning.
when you
You
guys were
know?
going in with like the King of Clowns on that
Mhm.
being your first, you know, legacy stick going in with on that
Yeah.
was for some of the older retail shops that carried it. Was that something they were excited about having it to bring in, or were they just like,
Yeah,
you know,
man. So the King of Clowns, great cigar, right? Um, and our first rendition of the King of Clowns, the boxes. I don't know if you remember the boxes.
I
We
still have one upstairs.
you still have one. So I mean, we were so proud of that box. And when we designed it, it looked great. We got the samples; it was great. And then when we got the boxes, it looked like a 4-year-old put them together. So,
Hmm.
imagine we're walking into shops with our marketing materials. And we got this great cigar, the King of Clowns. To me, one of my favorite cigars, right? It's at any time of the day smoke. It's that classic Cubanesque cigar, and we walk in and it has this big gold clown on it, and the box is terrible. And it was a tough sell, but we did get we did get plenty of shops that were excited about it. But we had to do a lot of events in shops to get the cigars in consumers' hands. Because when on the shelf, it didn't look like it was a great product,
Right.
and that's our humble beginnings, right? When we went from these limited drops, and we were doing a lot of limited drops. I think we did 9 in 1 year, right? Something like that. We were doing a lot
Mhm.
of limited drops that was selling out like this, and getting to become to grow up, um, to fight for shelf space in the shop. It's different. It's
Yeah.
different, and that's what we're doing. We're fighting for shelf space, and we're fighting against the big guys. And we're not fighting against the little guys because we want the little guys with us, right? We want other boutique brands. We'd rather go into shops that are boutique friendly,
Right.
because those are the shops where the owner and the person, the manager, and the people working the humidor, they say, "Oh, Dan, what do you like? Oh, have you tried this? Oh, you should try this. I like the retro on this, and yada yada. This reminds me of this."
Right.
And that's what you want. You don't want just like, "Oh, well, XYZ company gave me this humidor and I need to sell so many sticks. So you should buy 5 of these and 10 of these." And, you know,
Yeah. Well, because you guys dropped that, and I took probably 20 of them with me to PCA that year, and I was handing them out to retailers out there. I'm just like, I'd meet a retailer, or I would be sitting there eating or taking a break and talking to a retailer, and I'm like, oh, do you like the Cuban S style cigars that are out there? Yeah, but there's just not many brands out there that put out one. They say it, but then I go, oh, and I go, try this. I love these guys. Try it. See what you think. See if how it smokes for you. When you get back from Vegas, smoke this and see what you think. And you know, I was just trying to do my little part to help you guys out there.
wow, you did
Right.
more for us than we can ever thank you for. That's for sure.
I
Yeah.
I got no clue if any of those retail shops called you guys after that, but if they did, I'm glad. I'm glad. But I was just like, I was just handing them out to people, and I'd be talking to somebody, and I'd give it to them, and then some other retail shop, what's that? I'm like, oh yeah, have you heard of these guys? Oh, they just do limited. This is their first legacy run that they're doing, and it's a damn good cigar.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a killer, and here you go, have one. And I was just handing them out to everybody I could find in Vegas that year.
Yeah, man. And that was a tough time for us as, we broke up with a distributor, and that was a rough time for the cigar clouds. A lot of internal things going on and external, you know, and still recovering. We're still recovering from that time.
but now you're on this upward trajectory, and everybody knows the clowns. Everybody wants a piece of the clowns out there. So, I mean,
I,
you know, it turned
appreciate
that
that.
negative turned into something positive.
So I appreciate that. But we are, we are still a very, very small fish in a very, very big ocean.
Right.
It's not even a pond; it's an ocean. And we're a small, small fish, and just surviving, just trying to keep our customers happy.
But the
And that's
amount of
it.
people that know about you is staggering now compared to where it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
If I say cigar clowns anywhere, people are like, yeah, yeah, they make good stuff. That's what I get. But for me, when I roll into like a trade show, I'm honestly shocked at the brands that know who I am that I've never met before. Now I'm like, oh, you know who I am? Like, really?
You're a cigar celebrity, baby. Come on now.
I'm
Yeah,
You're
not.
a cigar
facts.
I am
celebrity.
not at all, man.
That's
I, I'm
facts.
I'm still blown away when people ask for pictures with me. I'm like,
That's awesome.
really?
Yeah,
That's a good
man.
feeling.
Yeah, you got to go.
That's a good
Facts. Yeah.
feeling right there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
seriously? I mean, like, look at who I'm walking with. That's a celebrity right there, not me.
No, no, man. You give honest reviews, you give honest feedback, and that's what people like. The real, like, yeah, every once in a real. And there's plenty of podcasts. Some we've been on, some we haven't been on, and you can just tell. Like you alluded to earlier, you could just tell if they're being genuine or not, or they're just trying to
Right.
get their numbers up. Um, genuine to me is the most important.
I know, and I still laugh with Ryan because Ryan heard nothing but bad things, and I had to change Ryan's mind about you guys, and then all of us now he's all about it. And I'm like, it's nice to see all the guests that you have on that I introduced you to.
Mm.
How about you throw a thank you my way there, Ryan? You recycling my guests.
That's funny. I know it's funny.
I love it, and I love what you guys stand for. I love the clowns. Anybody in the chat, if you haven't had it, definitely go check the clowns out. You're not gonna find some of the stuff I got, but you can definitely pick up the Goldie Grace and the King of Clowns and
Rodeo
uh,
clown.
the Rodeo Clown. Yeah, you can definitely pick
Chaperos.
them up at a lot of your retail shops out there, and
Yep.
you can also find them over at Black Box Cigar Club. Dantley does carry them, and you can use that promo code of mine to save you some coinage if you've never
Save
had
some
them.
coinage.
Pick them up.
Save some point. Have you trademarked that term yet?
You
Save
need
some
to.
coinage?
You need to trademark that, dude. 100%.
There are two things.
I
There are
love
two things out there that people constantly quote me on, which is
Love that.
save some coinage
Yeah.
and
A jewel bucket.
jewel bucket.
That's
Yeah, man.
it. Love the drill bucket, man.
The jewel
Trademark
bucket,
it.
and of course, there. Hopefully, by this summer, there will be a drill bucket swag available for the people to buy. I had to
Nice.
work on it, make some changes because I can't use that logo in it. But
Yep.
I think the logo that I came up with, I think is pretty funny and definitely fits. So hopefully by July this year, swag should be available out there.
Number one.
I
all the
can't wait to buy
legal,
one.
like you said, working through a lot of the legal stuff. That's been
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, that's small. That's a small business hurdle that most small businesses can't figure out. It's navigating the legalities, right? And there's so many rules and regulations, and and the tobacco industry, especially, we have to deal with different states, their tobacco rules, and when we ship tobacco to them, we're going through an audit right now, and it's just like there's so many little nuances.
It is, and I deal in I also side hustle with sports cards, and as that's grown on there, getting letters from states Department of Taxations now to start sending them taxes, and I'm just like, and then the one I got in November from Massachusetts was, we need a list of all your sales in Massachusetts for the last 2 years. And if your sales in Massachusetts equal 2% of your overall sales, then you need to pay us back taxes. And I'm like, you're now coming to me saying I got to start collecting taxes for your state, but now you're telling me I also got to pay back taxes if my sales. I'm like, I never thought I'd get to a point where I had to hire an accountant, and it is the best financial decision I've ever had to make, because trying to navigate this yourself is almost impossible. And then talking with apparel companies on stuff I'm looking for, and then having them send me mock-ups, and I'm like, I don't like it. This is what I like. I want something like this. Well, you can't use this. Well, that's copywritten. Or, well, if you're going to do that, then you're going to have to go through on the trademark on this, and then the cost involved in that, and then having to get an attorney involved in all to. And I'm just like, now I just see why people don't do a lot of this stuff. It's just like, it's so much, and it just. I'm like, I tell the apparel people, I'm like, look, I don't care if I make any money off of this. You guys can make the money on it. I just want to have something out there because I keep getting asked for it. Yep. So you guys can sell it for whatever price. I don't care if I make a cent on it. If you guys want to make the profit, that's fine. I just want stuff out there, and it's like, well, if we do that, now we got to deal with this legal hurdle on that. I'm like, oh my, stop.
It gets discouraging, brother. I get it. It gets discouraging. But you got to keep on it. You got to keep on, best foot forward. Keep on working at it. It's good for the cause.
Yeah.
That's it. Stretch my legs.
Anything you guys would like to promote before closing out the show tonight?
I would just say, get ready. The Sheffield collection is going to start hitting shelves like crazy, and of course the Pagliacci's are coming out. I just want to say thank you to you, for being a voice and a friend to us for a long time, and we appreciate you. We really
absolutely
do.
I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all kind of took a shot on me as kind of a relative unknown when I was just kind of doing my thing, and I think that it turned into something bigger than I ever expected it to be. And loyalty is always going to be there, because you were really the first that gave me a shot when nobody, when other brands wouldn't. And for me, I'm more than grateful for that, because I put my heart into making sure you guys were taken care of properly on my end, and I appreciate the trust you put in me.
Brother,
yeah, man.
thank you,
mutual.
man. Yeah, definitely mutual, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
A lot of
100%.
big things. I can't wait for our show when we smoke the Pagliacci's together.
Yeah.
That I can't wait. So maybe
absolutely.
we can do a special with your one of your sponsors, and we can figure something out for them. So everybody save some coinage, as you say.
Yeah, man. Save some coinage.
Yeah, just get with me on when and dates, and I'll get back with you, and I'll talk with Brandy. So see what she's got going on, and make sure we'll make it happen.
Send me the updated address so we don't have any kerfuffles moving forward, please.
Yeah, send it to me too, because I might want to replace that last cigar you smoked today.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. So it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. on that. Next Monday night, Jason LeGrier from Milwaukee Humidor will be on. We'll be talking with him with his beautiful custom handcrafted humidors. They're beautiful, and he's got such an amazing story and being in the industry and all those small business up and downs we talked about earlier. We'll go all over it. So looking forward to speaking with Jason. And again, for all you guys, thank you all in the chat. You all rocked it. Reminder, go head up the Boutique Cigar and go check out what Ira's got going on out there. I'm proud to have them on as brand new, the official retail partner of the show. And
Congratulations on that.
Gotta get you guys in with Ira.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. We will. We'll get in.
You guys would be a great fit in Ira's humidor out there. And
Yeah,
that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. And take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything Joe and Ray and I wouldn't do because we're sweet and innocent boys. And we will
That's
see you
right.
all.